Are you tired of the city life? In recent years, in the wake of some global events, many Americans have found themselves wanting to relocate in search for a new frontier away from the city life, the homelessness, crowded areas, high crime, and chaos. For many, they wish to capitalize on the freedom that remote work provides. For some, finding affordable housing, looking for rural locations to save money. The move toward rural America is still going. The National Association of Realtors still support this trend. The reason? People are looking for better quality of life, housing affordability, safety, more space, less pollution, connecting with nature, and more freedom. In this channel, we analyze real estate market trends and examine all the different areas throughout the U.S. where opportunities are for those who are looking to get out of the cities and start a new life for them and their families. If you're looking to relocate anywhere in the U.S., please contact me to schedule a Zoom consultation. I have been a real estate broker for almost 2 decades with experience in relocation strategies and would be happy to assist you in your particular situation. Hello everyone. Today I would like to go over a new measure here in California, the so-called Justice for Renters Act, known as Proposition 33. It will go before voters on November 5th, which aims to repeal 1995's Costa-Hawkins Rental Housing Act, the state's most important rental housing protection law, and allowing the following to take place instead. Number one, allowing cities and counties to limit rent on any housing and limit the rent for first-time tenants. And number two, adding language to state law to prohibit the state from limiting the right of any city, county, or city and county to maintain, enact, or expand residential rent control. If passed, what would this new law mean for housing? Currently, Costa-Hawkins exempts specific properties, such as single-family homes and new construction, from local rent control and safeguards vacancy of control, allowing landlords to adjust rents to market rates after a tenant moves out and a new renter moves in. Proposition 33 is funded by Michael Weinstein, president of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, who has spent at least $100 million on previous rent control campaigns and has vowed to continue to push for statewide rent control until a measure is passed. Let's now take a look at the argument in favor of this measure. Proposition 33 advocates say that rental housing is expensive in California and that renters typically pay about 50% more for housing than renters in other states. While this is true, the real question is, what is driving housing costs in the state of California? Let's consider the following. Number one, housing inventory is low. Why? Because housing demand well exceeds supply, driving up rent prices. More people are unable to buy due to higher interest rates, higher cost of homeowners insurance, and higher cost of living. People have been accumulating a lot of debt as a result and are unable to buy housing, so they must rent. There is not enough housing being built due to the higher cost of new construction. Currently, the average cost to build a median list price home in California is $479 per square foot, largely due to draconian environmental laws. In addition, California is one of the least landlord-friendly states in the nation. Many homeowners prefer to turn their homes into a short-term rental or decide not to rent at all to avoid losing their home to a tenant who decides not to pay rent. Finally, we must look at the artificial monetary policies from the Fed and the fiat money system, which is backed by debt, combined with bad laws to figure out who the real culprits are. The next argument is that several cities already have rent control. Therefore, the rest of the state should follow suit. Well, about 1/4 of all Californians live in communities with local rent control. Some examples are cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Jose. Advocates argue that rent control works well in many cities to help keep people housed. But is that true? We know how bad homelessness has gotten in cities such as LA, Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose, where there is rent control. Now let's talk about the impact of this measure that this measure may have if it's passed. While some renters who live in properties covered by rent control might spend less on rent, landlords might find themselves unable to pay for property maintenance, rising costs of homeowners insurance, or keep up with the mortgage payments. Many property owners might not be able to keep the property and will either have to sell it if they can or be foreclosed on. As a result, the new homeowner might have to evict the renter if it's purchased as a primary residence. And once again, the tenant will have to look for another property to rent, fueling the demand for housing and increasing homelessness. Another potential impact on rent controls is that they can reduce the value of rental properties because landlords are limited on the amount of rent that they can charge. Decreased gross potential revenue can translate into lower valuations, resulting in less property tax revenue for cities, counties, special districts, and schools. In addition, if local rent controls laws expand, local governments could have increased costs to carry out these laws. These costs are likely to be paid by landlords. Finally, who will benefit from this measure? It will not be the property owner and certainly not renters, as more and more landlords will be forced to either sell or not rent their properties out under these new conditions. More and more renters will have to find themselves unable to find housing, resulting in more homelessness. Landlords unable to keep their homes vacant may be forced to sell if they can, and many of them might even lose their properties. The beneficiaries will likely be big corporations such as BlackRock and the state, and they will be the new state slumlords. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button and share it with your friends.